Hi guys, welcome back to Harry Makes It Up. Thank you so much for your support on the last video, the Tried and Tested series. I love doing it, so I thought today we would carry on with eyeliner pens. So first things first mentioning is these are supposedly all waterproof. So I've got 5 different eyeliners, got my notebook, that I am going to be testing, and I'm looking for longevity. Again, if they're all waterproof, I'm hoping they're really going to kind of stand the test of sweating, of obviously it's quite warm again now in Los Angeles, so that makes it a really good test. I'm also looking for kind of how opaque the black is. I'm going to use the colour black for all of them. Some of them do come in other colours, some of them just come in black. And for me, the kind of gold standard when people currently ask me about eyeliner pens has to be the Tom Ford one, which for me, I've already tried and tested it. You guys know I love it. And for a budget option, it is the Kiko Super Colour eyeliner, which you guys know I always wear in 102 Bronze. I have heard that Kiko maybe just be going online now, which will be interesting. I'll follow up on that, or we'll mention in full coverage the podcast at some point. However, these two are my kind of current gold standard. So everything I'm comparing, I feel like I will be comparing in terms of they for me are 2 products that I already know I love and really like, and I want to find kind of other alternatives by trying out these 5. Again, we've got all different price points from very affordable to quite luxury, high-end. So the first one I'm going to start with is the most expensive. This one is by Hourglass. This is called the Voyeur Waterproof Liquid Liner. Beautiful packaging, it's kind of metallized finish. And as I said, most of these have kind of a felt tip pen applicator. So it's not early morning, no, it's the weekend, I'm not gonna lie. So I'm just having a lazy day today. I might walk into town, grab some lunch. I've been watching Grace and Frankie all morning, so I'm loving that. So let's apply my eyeliner. I've kind of done the rest of my makeup, and let's see how we get on. Okay, it applies really nicely. Feels like the felt tip, I'm going to come a little bit closer actually for this. Okay, I'm going to do my sweaty chin alert, as you guys know I do. I've pinned all the hair out the way for you. And also, you know, do the eyeliners bleed? I want to see if they kind of start taking off eyeliner as you go over the top. And it really is the wear test. So for the sake of the test, I'm just doing it onto bare skin. So far this is applying really nicely. So it definitely goes into the waterline really nicely. Tiny little bit of bleeding on the inside corner, very small amount, but it does feel really nice to apply with. It definitely applies really nicely, very similar in feel to my Tom Ford pen. It does feel like it's more of a spongy applicator than an actual brush, but it still feels very soft, it moves well, there's no dragging. So I'm really liking how this applies. It's funny as well seeing myself with black eyeliner again, because I often wear a brown liquid. And you can reapply at the top of this actually, it's not like pulling off any of the eyeliner, which I quite like. So coming a bit closer. So I am going to finish this off camera, just so it looks how I'd like it to and do both eyes. But to start with, you can see that has given me a really nice, thick, opaque black. I would say this is turning more matte. Feels like it's turning more matte, which is very similar to my Tom Ford one, so I'm really liking the way this looks so far. If it stays looking like this, then happy days. If not, we'll see. So I will check back in with you guys in a bit and see how we're getting on. Okay, so no idea how good the lighting is here, but I've been just down at the beach for a little while, and I thought I'd do a check-in with my eyeliner. Tiny little bit creasing there, but generally, so hard to see in this light. Not too bad. See if I can see this eye. It's nice and black, nice and thick. So I will carry on reading my book. It's my day off, so I'm just enjoying relaxing, and I'll check back in with you guys later. Hi guys, so it's now about 6 p.m. And I just thought I'd quickly film before the daylight goes, as it gets very yellowy in our apartment. I need to sort my fringe out. This is the Hourglass one, and I've got to say this is pretty damn good. I mean, there's nothing really under my eyes. That's kind of a little bit from my mascara. It's even stayed a little bit on the inner corner. I feel like it's starting to disappear now on the inner corner. However, there's no kind of, not a tiny bit of patchiness there. And I like the blackness of this. It's like really deep and intense. I feel like the liner has definitely lasted pretty well considering it's been on all day. The flick's still just about intact. There's a tiny bit there where it's smudged a little bit, but this eye, there's like no smudging on the flick. Not really, tiny bit there, but no more than usual. And this feels very comparable actually to my Tom Ford eye pen. It kind of feels a little bit similar. Not quite as much of a brush, more of a felt tip finish. Oh, sorry, that's me. But yeah, I am really impressed with that. So I feel like this is, again, setting the target now. What do you guys think? Good morning, guys. So the reason I'm whispering is because Dave is still in bed. It is very early. So I'm really sorry if this is difficult to hear, but the one I'm testing this morning is the Urban Decay Perversion Waterproof Point Eye Pen. So let's give this a go. Now obviously it's still dark outside, so I have rubbish lighting, but you will see it throughout the day in daylight as well. So I'm on my way to work. Let's get ready and do this. So I think the job I'm on today is like up a hill or a canyon. So obviously I'll bring you guys with me, but let's see how this performs. So it's got a nice thick opaque finish. Okay, so that is one eye on. I'm going to tidy it up and stuff off camera, but it's got a nice opaque finish. It feels quite an intense black. I wonder if it will kind of dry down to a more matte finish, which is generally kind of what I prefer. But if it stays looking like that, then that would be ideal. So I will continue getting ready for work, guys, and I will check in with you a little bit later. Sorry again about the no lighting, non-existent lighting. I'll check in with you again in daylight in a bit. Hey guys, so I've just got to work. I thought I would show you in better daylight how the eyeliner is looking. In a Winnebago today, give you a little look around. Got the AC on at the moment, which is why it's a bit noisy, but I just thought I would show you the eyeliner as it currently is. So far so good. It's only been on about 2 hours, so I will show you in a bit once we've started shooting and check in with you guys then. So this is our beautiful location today, guys. It's about 11:30 AM now and it's just so beautiful here. Hoping I'm getting my light right. So let's turn this onto the eyeliner so you guys can see how it's doing so far. It's so sunny today, it's so hard to see anything. But so far so good. Starting to get like a tiny bit of crumbling. It's so hard to see with the light if I'm doing this right. I'll do some more close-ups soon, but so far so good. And that's at about 11:30. Hi guys, so hopefully I've sorted my lighting now. I think I'd pressed something wrong on my camera this morning, so I'm sorry if it's been a bit dark light all throughout the day. We've just finished our shoot. It is now 25 to 6, so 5:34ish. And I thought I would show you how the eyeliner has worn. I'm about to head home, about to drive the long slog back on the freeway. Had a lovely day shooting the most beautiful like canyon location. It was stunning. I've done lots of walking. It's been 80 degrees plus today, so it was hot. And this is the final result of the Urban Decay one. Now, mixed feelings. Obviously there is some wear under my eye, which isn't normally from my mascara. So I think this has a little bit of fall down. This flick has definitely lasted better. As I kind of always anticipate, a little bit comes away from the inside corner because I tend to touch my eyes throughout the day. But we have got a bit of flaking here. Come on camera, zoom in. You can do it. There we go. Just trying to focus. That might be too close. There we go. So it's not going to have been my favourite, I don't think. I'm hoping the other ones will fare a little bit better than this one. Only time will tell. But that is the Urban Decay one done for today. As always, I'll conclude on everything once I've tested them all, but one flick doesn't look too bad. If I close my eye, other one doesn't look terrible, but doesn't look awesome. Good morning, guys. So again, I'm having to be really quiet because Dave is sleeping in bed. It's about 6:30 a.m. Just starting to get light outside, so hence the medieval lights. Today I'm trying a new eyeliner for you guys, and today I'm trying one that maybe isn't as familiar to everyone as some of the other brands. This is by Cosmetics, so this is by Michelle Phan, another YouTuber, so I'm very interested to see how this one performs. Nice simple packaging, it's cute. It's like a little felt tip type pen, and this one does feel like a more spongy applicator, I would say, so I've kind of got to the point where I'm ready to do my eyeliner, so I'm gonna come disgustingly close, which will probably be very scary for a lot of people, especially this early in the morning. And let's try this one. I think I got a little bit sunburnt yesterday actually from being, but same location today. Okay, this one definitely feels drier when you first start to apply it, which for some people is better because you get more control. It's quite nice that you can like lean it and then just print. Nice intense black though. I feel like it's a little bit dry as you start to get to the outer corner, but I think that just gives some people more control, so it's not removing any product or anything like that, which is good. And I'm going to fill in. So it's definitely nice to apply with. Okay, so that's one eye done. So far looking good. I will perfect my shape a little bit, so this video doesn't end up being crazy long, but I really like the way it looks. It's really beautiful, really smooth, really opaque, so I will continue to get ready for work and I'll check in with you guys a little bit later. Hey guys, so not sure how good the light is here because it is so hot today, like insanely hot, but I would try and attempt to show you my eyeliner, how it looks so far. This is the Cosmetics one, and I think, oh, it's so hard to know where to see the light best because it's so sunny. So far, I need to look in my own mirror, maybe I'll add in some photos. So hard to know where the light is good. I've been very squinty today because obviously it's so bright. So there's a tiny bit of transference up there, but nothing really underneath. I'm gonna have to have a look in my mirror in a sec because it's so hard to see. But this is looking pretty good considering it's like 83 degrees here today. Very hot, in direct sunlight. Let's try and do a close-up. So hard to see what I'm doing, I can't even see what I'm doing. Hopefully this is filming okay. So yeah, it's about 1 o'clock now. So far so good. I'll check back in with you guys a little bit later. Hey guys, so it's the end of the day. Just finished shooting in the most beautiful location. It's been a 2-day shoot. I am so hot, a little bit sunburnt. Really had to put the eyeliner through its paces today. So I feel like this side didn't do so well. There's a little bit of patching there. However, this side did really well. So I don't really know what to make of this. I'm going to try and bring you in even closer. I mean, like that side's perfect. So I don't know if it's because I was blinking a lot. I forgot my sunglasses the first few shots. And I know I was blinking a lot on this eye. It almost felt like I could feel it sticking a little bit, but I feel like I was blinking in a way I wouldn't do normally because it was so squinty in the sun, if that makes sense. So as you can see, one is looking really good, like even like it's still kind of into the inside part of my eye. Ignore the rest of my base, which has completely come off because I've sweated it off. But I mean, even if I kind of push it back down, it feels quite easy to like make it okay again, and the shape is still there. So keep in mind that's been on since 6:30 a.m. this morning. I feel quite impressed with that. I feel like it will be easy to touch it up again, and I do feel like this sticking here was probably because I was in 83-degree heat, pretty much in a desert canyon today, so it was like the harshest test. It was even hotter today than it was yesterday as well. So keep that in mind, and I think we have to give credit to the fact that this one, and even underneath there's not really anything come down. has performed really, really well. I mean, there's a chance I could have even like wiped it this side. I feel like for the fact one side looks so perfect, maybe this was my error here. But yeah, I'm quite impressed with the M Cosmetics one. It still looks really intense black. Maybe I'll feel different when I watch this footage back close up, but for now I'm gonna go home, rest up. I've got loads of vlogging YouTube stuff to catch up on tomorrow, so I'm gonna do that and I will see you guys then. Good morning guys, it's the weekend and me and Lindsay have to record some full coverage podcasts today, but it is also Super Bowl, which means the boys get to drink beer and I'm sure we'll have a little cheeky beer afterwards. So I've just washed my hair and I've started to do my makeup. I promise I'm not naked, I'm just wearing a very thin cotton dress because it's boiling while I'm getting ready. And today I'm testing the cheapest one of all the eyeliners. This one is actually by Essence and a few people recommended I try this. It says it's waterproof, it's their eyeliner pen, it has the felt tip. Let's hold it here so you can see. Quite long, kind of looks very similar to the other one, so I thought, let's get a little bit of fringe out the way, we would try this one out. I've curled my lashes, and it's funny because where this part around here makes it almost feel like it's harder to get it onto your eye. So that's the first thing I'm noticing. Okay. Feels a lot harder. Feels like quite a hard nib compared to the other two. The other two kind of feel like, the other ones, sorry, I've tried so far, feel like they give a little bit more give and a little bit more flexibility kind of as you move the brush. It feels ever so slightly less black than the other ones. And I did notice that when I tried it on the back of my hand actually when I was in the store. It's almost like a very, very dark grey. So I'm having to layer it quite a bit. Keep going over it. So one thing I am noticing is in terms of getting the flick really black, I'm having to actually like press it on sideways to get the pigment to come out the pen, whereas the other ones had pigment all the way to the tip, so you could literally use the tip. So if you see what I mean, I'm almost like pressing sideways as opposed to drawing. So that might not be an issue for some people. For me, I like the control of being able to use the tip. So I think this makes it a little bit harder because where the tip is, I feel like it's slightly less black now because I can't layer it as much. This one feels like it's a little bit more work than the others. So that is one eye. I will finish off doing the rest of my makeup and check in with you guys in a little bit and let you know how it's wearing. I mean, I like the way it looks. I'm just curious to see if this tail stays deep black. So I'll check in with you guys in a bit. Hi guys, so I've just got to the lovely Miss Kelk's house. Say hello, Lindsay. It's your time. Hiya. So we're just about to record a podcast and I found a little spot near the window to show you my eyeliner. Okay. I've got to say actually, this is a lot better than I thought it was going to be. I feel bad. I feel like I thought it was going to be all over the shop. I mean, this is only about 2 hours of wear. I have got a little bit of transference down here, but nothing drastic, and if I kind of move it with my finger it's not like it's stained my skin or kind of stuck. I feel like the flick is looking pretty strong. It's still on the inner corners pretty well. So come on camera, focus, you can do it. So that's where we're at about now. So that's a couple of hours where I'll check in with you guys in a bit. We're going to record a podcast and pretend we enjoy Super Bowl. Woo! Hey guys, so just got home. It is now about 7 PM and because it's Sunday, I'm ready to take my makeup off and chill. Finished recording a podcast, which was nice hanging out. David's still watching Super Bowl. Thought I would show you what remains of this eyeliner. So, as you can see, if I move my fringe, there is a little bit of imprinting down below. A little bit. Not terrible. Definitely not terrible. Come on camera, focus. You can do it. Not terrible. I feel like you can see a little bit where it started to come away and it still kept some of the shape. It's not too bad. I think it's like the opposite eye, or maybe it's the same eye that always gets a little bit slightly messier one side. I don't hate it, but it definitely does feel like it is starting to kind of wear away, and I've had this on for less time than I've had some of the other ones on that looked at this stage way later in the day, if that makes sense, and had been on since like 6:30 AM. So yeah, not sure. For $3, it's definitely not awful, but I don't know if it's my favourite. So I will check back in with you guys again with the last liquid eyeliner pen very soon, and then we'll conclude them all and see which one is the best. Good morning guys, today is the last day of my tried and tested for the liquid eyeliner pens. The last one I'm going to try is by NYX. This is their Epic Ink Liner. This is supposed to be waterproof as well, and this was quite hard to get hold of. I actually had to order it from NYX online because every store I went into it was sold out, so maybe that means it's really good. Let's find out. So I've not really done much base or anything yet. I've just kind of got my eyebrows ready. Ooh, this feels like my Tom Ford one in that it's not a spongy tip, a spongy applicator tip. It feels much more like a felt tip pen. Not a felt tip pen, sorry, like a paintbrush. Ooh, it really does feel like my Tom Ford one. Okay, I need to not get too excited. Oh my god, it really does feel so similar. Feels very, very soft. Like it really, you can tell it's a brush and not like a spongy applicator. My goodness, so far looking good. Okay, I absolutely love how that applied. That felt just as nice as the Hourglass one, and the brush is definitely like my Tom Ford pen, or it's near to my Tom Ford pen out of all the other eyeliners so far, and it's a little bit shorter, I would say, than my Tom Ford one in terms of how long the bristles are. But just to give you a little close-up, that is pretty much where I'm up to. I will finish the rest of my makeup and check in with you guys later. Hey guys, so hopefully there's no one in the restroom because this will seem really weird if I'm talking to myself. But yeah, I've just been to a Lancome event and it's now 12:30, just about 12:30. I've just been in and out of meetings all day today. So I'm at the Beverly Hotel, and this eyeliner is looking pretty fantastic, I've got to say. Very yellowy light in here because it's yellowy light. But yeah, really, really loving this eyeliner so far, so I'm very excited. So this has been on for about 4 hours so far, so I'll check in a bit later. Hi guys, so it's about 3:10, so this has been on since this morning now. I just quickly stopped off to see my agents, just had to pick up some packages. It's very, very hot, it's now 82, so it's getting warmer in LA, it's definitely getting warmer. And I thought we would check in on the eyeliner, which I have to say, it's looking very, very good indeed. See how close we can get. Tiny bit starting to remove there, but nothing has come under my eyes. The one just here, you see in my big mirror, trying to look in like my wing mirror as well. Tiny bit of patching, but nothing of the shape has been disrupted or kind of moved away. So I have to say, so far I'm very, very impressed with this. 3 p.m. now, it's definitely, I found a lot of the other ones are starting to like imprint up here by this time of day. So I'm very, very impressed. I think I am going to do a waterproof test with them all on my hand because I'm just too curious. So I'll share that with you when I get home, and then we'll have to round them all up. I'll check in once more later. But yeah, going to drive home now in rush hour and listen to some podcasts. So a little bit of a different angle. I've just come back from a run. Me and Dave just went for a quick evening run, and I know this might seem an unfair test, but I was just curious, plus I really wanted to go for a run. So we're still on the NYX liner, and keep in mind I am a giant strawberry right now and very red, and I mean my hair is wet, like I literally sweat so much when I work out. Nice. This liner, of all the ones I tried, is the only one that hasn't imprinted in my socket line. Yes, it started to come away a little bit in the middle and just on the outer kind of inside the liner, but nowhere on top has it come off in terms of like the actual liner. I would go as far as to say I could still go out kind of with this liner on and just fill in that tiny gap, and it wouldn't look bad at all. Like that would look very near to how I normally do my liner, slightly buzz-eyed. I'm so impressed with that. I think it's now a bit, Dave, what time is it? 10 past 6. So this has been on all day, obviously not touched it up, and this is what we're left with. So really impressed with that. Well done, NYX. Hi guys, so the testing period is over. This is the 5 eyeliners I have been testing, and this has been really fun, this one, because there have been differences. However, they were all still very good, and I'm not just saying that, you'll see, because I have actually done a waterproof test as well. So I'm going to include that now, because I said I wasn't going to do that, and I think it was important actually for me to see not just how they wear on the eyes, but in theory to check something that's saying it's waterproof actually is waterproof, and that is definitely what I found with these. While some definitely could then withstand better you know, more intense water or kind of rubbing as well as being underwater, that's where I kind of saw the differences, and that really did help me kind of make my final decision. Ultimately for me, it has to come down to how they wear on the eyes, how easy they were to use, if they're good value, and you guys said you want me to focus a lot more on the formula also. So you can see when I ran all the eyeliners underwater, they definitely all were waterproof, so I'm really glad to say, just kind of, if you were going to go in a pool with them, I think you'd be fine. I think if it was raining, you'd be fine. I think really the big wear for me, like I said, was sweating and kind of constantly having moisture around the eyes. So for example, the days I was in the canyon, that really made a difference, and the days that were very hot in LA. So you can see from the water test that the NYX one fared really well, and so did the Cosmetics one. All of them, as I said, were great. They were all completely waterproof, but when it came to kind of rubbing the area where the eyeliner was on my hand, I definitely started to see a little bit of movement. And to be fair, I did rub quite hard to actually make any of them move. So that gives me a lot of faith, kind of any price point, there really is something for everyone within these eyeliners. And I think it's fair to say they are all waterproof. So I'm now going to go through my findings, put them in order, and I feel quite excited to share this with you. It feels a little bit like Top of the Pops, like in the first place. So we're going backwards. We're going to start with 5th place. For me, that was Essence eyeliner. Now this was the cheapest one of all the eyeliners I tried. This is $3, waterproof, but it's just called the Essence eyeliner pen. It says it's waterproof. My issue with this one, again, it's not terrible. I feel like for $3, this is actually a really fair price point, and it performs better than a $3 eyeliner. So that's one thing to keep aware of. For me, I feel like my main issue was this one. This one was like a felt tip nib, and I feel like when you were getting towards the outer part of the eye, it kind of started to run out of ink, so I felt like I was having to press it sideways to get any ink out. And for me, if I'm having an eyeliner that's like a felt tip pen, I want to be able to get the ink all the way to the tip so I can do a really perfect sharp wing. So that for me was why this was in last place, because none of the others kind of ran out towards the outer corner as much as this one did. Smudge proof, waterproof. I think when I was doing the waterproof test, even though they definitely were all waterproof, including this one, this was the first one to start to break away after being under excessive amounts of water. So it definitely is waterproof. I just feel like the other ones withstood the waterproof test a little bit longer than this one did. So that's why that one is in 5th place. So in 4th place, we have Urban Decay Perversion Waterproof Fine Point Eye Pen. This one felt nice to apply. I'm just looking over my notes. Again, it fared so-so in the waterproof test. It definitely lasted longer than the Essence one. It definitely was waterproof. When I started to rub, it did start to break away a little bit. This one also has a kind of spongy tip. And I feel like this one it was a little shiny in finish, which again is a personal preference thing. I like mine when they're kind of like a satin finish, or they dry down to near a matte finish. Very black. I found this one did start to imprint a little bit on my lower eye area throughout the day, so there was a little bit of transference, and this one did get a little bit of creasing as well in the my socket. So that's why that was in 4th place. Not a bad eyeliner, there were just other ones that I preferred. So in 3rd place, I have the Cosmetics. Now this one did fare really well in the waterproof test. Properly strong and waterproof, even with rubbing my hand, rubbing the liquid liner, it stayed put for a really long time. It really kind of grabbed at the skin, so in that it really kind of stayed put. So that's definitely gets a massive thumbs up for this. Again, I like this is properly waterproof. I like the packaging on this. It's very sleek, very nice. This one was $15, so I feel like the price point of this makes this a very affordable option, and it performs really nicely. So this one felt a little bit drier in formula. I feel like as I was applying this one, I felt like there was definitely no chance of bleeding, which is good. And I think if you find the eyeliner kind of comes out too quickly for you, this would be a good one to go for. I think it is a really, really beautiful eyeliner. For me, again, maybe it's because I'm a professional makeup artist, I don't know, but I like it when it's a little bit wetter and there's kind of more fluidity and it moves easier. So that for me was what made this come in third place. Again, in the waterproof side of things, this came out really, really well. Even rubbing on the back of my hand, this one did really, really well. So I definitely think this is great. I did get a little bit of transference on my eye when I wore this. Again, I think it was the day I was at the canyon and I know I'd forgotten my sunglasses, but I kind of want my eyeliners to work through being in insane heat and squinty eyes when I've not got my sunglasses on. So for that reason, this one makes it into third place. So second place, and quite exciting that we do have a clear winner today. In second place, it is the Hourglass one. This is the Hourglass Voyeur Waterproof Liquid Liner. Love the packaging on this, very, very beautiful. This one for me is second place because when I was applying it, it felt very similar to my Tom Ford one in how it moved, the fluidity, the ease of use. The formula was nice and intense black. This one as well, I feel like it did well in the waterproof, but I know when I did it on the back of my hand, there was some smudging quicker than some of the other ones. But when I wore it on my eyes, I found the opposite. So I'm going on the fact that for me, the test is actually wearing it on your eyes and not on the back of your hand. So for that reason, this does make it into second place. This one does have a spongy tip. This was the most expensive one. This one was $34. This one has no parabens, no sulfates or phytates, and it is cruelty free. So that may make it win out for some people over others. But yeah, really, really like this one. I thought this performed beautifully, but it obviously is a bit more at the luxury end price scale. So that's why it's in second place. So in first place, I think this was such a clear win for me and I got excited from the very get-go of using it. It is the NYX Epic Ink Liner. Now this was $8, guys, and I had a feeling it was gonna be good for the fact that I went to 3 Ultas and it was sold out in 3 Ultas. I went to a CVS, it was sold out. Everywhere I tried to buy this in store was sold out. So I had to buy it online, and that for me was the first clue of like, this could be good, this could be exciting. Of all the ones I tried, this is the only one that the brush is more like a felt tip pen. If I was to put this side by side with my Tom Ford one, they definitely have a very similar looking brush applicator. It's more like fibers tightly packed together like bristles to make the point. I just love how this applied. I'm actually wearing it today as well because it's a winner. So you can see it over eyeshadow, it dries down to a nice kind of matte, intense black finish. It just glides. It's so, so easy to use. I found the ink, like the Tom Ford one, make sure that it's all the way to the end of the brush, so there's no kind of having to do it sideways or removing liner that you've already put on. I just can't believe this is $8. So this is waterproof as well. And again, in the waterproof test, this one won on the back of my hand when I was doing the rubbing, when I had my hand under the water, this one did the best. And it was the same on my eyes as well. I feel like even though towards the end of the day, I think you saw me when I'd had my run, there was like one little gap, I totally felt like I could have just filled that back in and it would have been fine, like you would never have known. And this was on pretty much from sort of like, I think 8:30 a.m. till like 6:30 p.m. or something. So for me it stood the test of time and I'm just so excited by this. I think this is such a good, like such a clear winner, and if you haven't tried this, I definitely highly recommend it. I think it's a brilliant product, an insanely good price point, and like I said, I feel this is going to become a very good dupe for my Tom Ford pen. So I've also done a blog post as well to go along with this video, which is the art of eyeliner, easy steps and tips and tricks on how I like to perfect the perfect eyeliner application. There's also a little video in my VIP little kind of section on my site with a kind of 1-minute application tips video in there, so I'll include that as well. I'll link all that below. I would love it if you guys subscribe. Let me know what you would like me to do next for the next tried and tested, and I'll see you soon for more. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Bye!